Hello and happy Saturday. Welcome to Little Sister Chalks. I'm Luana, your independent chalk couture designer. I hope you pop on, say hello. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday weekend so far. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, we had a nice, quiet, small gathering, and it was really very, very nice. Food was delicious, company was fun, a nice day. So I hope you've had the same. And yesterday we put up the Christmas tree, so now we got the rest of the decorating to do. But I always like to get the tree up on Black Friday so then I can enjoy it all season long. And if you're decorating this weekend or if you're shopping, I hope that you have a wonderful time and you found some great deals. I'm going to make a little sign today. It is a retired stencil, 2 parts. Oh Night Divine, I think it is, and it's Oh Holy Night and the music for it. So I'm going to use this piece. You can see I've done this project before. I did it last year, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt you down so you can see what I'm doing. But feel free to ask any questions. Say hello when you pop on. Let me know how your weekend has been so far. And we're just going to move this a little bit. There we go. All right. So I have a box frame. It's one of our older ones. The ones we have now have this piece comes out of the middle, so you can change it up and keep the frame out all the time, which is kind of nice because it's less to store. But this is just one solid piece, and I'm going to use the white side. So let me see here. I'm going to fuzz the stencil a little bit. And that just means we're taking off a little bit of the adhesive on the back, making it a little less sticky. And that way when you go to pull it up, it doesn't stick too hard. But you do want it to stick so that your chalk does not bleed. And I just want to make sure that we're kind of centered. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to press down. Try to make sure there's no bubbles. Make sure it's straight, so I'm going to give that a look. That I'm not so sure about, so let's try this again. Maybe I'll go all the way to the bottom. And of course it's going to move on me. That's okay. There we go. I think it's straight. Or should I have gone all the way to the top? One more time. Bear with me. Actually, I would really like it to be centered. So maybe if I get it straight. And then just move it down a little bit. No, I'm going to have to go straight with the edge on one side or the other. And I think I like it more at the top. And are we even side to side? I think so. All right, now I'm going to press down. Just make sure there's no bubbles, no parts that aren't kind of flush down. You could also take your squeegee and just run it across. Make sure we get all the air out. You can hear it kind of crackling. Because bubbles will make your paste bleed, and that's no fun. Especially when you're working with something that's not a multi-use. This is a single use since it's wood. We have reusable boards. This is not one of them. It still looks crooked. It still looks crooked, and I'm not happy with that. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right, give me one more try. So I don't think this is cut straight is the problem. Which now I'm not happy about. might be all right. And now we're too far over this way. All right. I will get it down, and then it won't take long. The problem is getting it straight. All right, hopefully this is it. And now we're too far the other way. All right, starting again. Sorry, I do apologize. This is not fun and not what you want to be watching. But I do want it to be straight and kind of centered. All right. It's gonna have to be good enough because I don't want to waste any more time. I apologize. Just gonna run this over one more time, and then we can chalk and add our little rustic Christmas tree. I like rustic decorations. All right, I'm still not happy with it, but I feel really bad. I've wasted your time so far, and I'm still not happy with how it lines up here. I'm gonna be anal and just see. There's my little ruler. I'm just gonna see where we are. Yeah. This side's too high. Wonder if I do it from the side? I should have done this before I got on camera because I feel awful that this is where we are. No matter where I go, I'm like not straight. Does anyone else obsess about, and I'm way too far over that one, about being straight and centered and all that fun stuff, or is it just me? Could be just me. This might be. Thank you for your patience. That seems much better. So I'm much happier. I'm so sorry. Do let me know if it's just me that gets this crazy. Because it really might be. Alright. I swear this is the last time I'm doing this, and then we're going to get actually started. Alright. So, now my stencil is centered, hopefully straight and down. And I've got black velvet and a squeegee, and I'm just going to start at the top. And now I'm going to be careful because I'm not totally covered at either end. And I don't want black paste up there. And so when I'm doing a bigger surface, this isn't very big, but bigger, but it's all one color, I do like to use a little bit bigger squeegee, just so you're covering a little bit quicker, because this does dry fast. And you don't want to let it dry while the stencil's still on, because it'll dry on top of the silk screen and not go through to your surface, and that's not cool. I'm just going to be careful at the top and the bottom. That was close. So much for being careful. All right, so we're just going to get this all covered and then peeled off, and I will wash it after we're done. So these are reusable silk screen stencils, and you can wash them with water and use them lots and lots and lots of times. They say 10 to 12, but I've used some much more than that. There was a designer in our Facebook group. It's called the Design Studio, and she made nutcrackers. She used her stencil 21 times just for that one. She was making something for a fundraiser, I believe, or something like that. She used it 21 times, which is awesome. Now, I will say you should probably wash it between uses, because sometimes if you don't, it won't. Like chalk paste will dry on the silk screen part and it won't come out like perfect, but if you're not looking for perfect, that's okay too, because sometimes the rustic kind of old vintagey look is what people are going for, and that's awesome as well. I love that look. All right, everything's covered, so let me pull up, and I'm just going to pull from top to bottom. You can go side to side. Ooh, we have some bleeding. Oh, goodness. We have a lot of bleeding at the bottom, and I'm not happy with that. All right. It is what it is, because that's it. And with as many times as I played around with it, I'm so frustrated with that. But maybe I didn't press down quite as much at the bottom. You can see, especially here. I'll try to fix it. I don't know that I can. And sometimes actually doing that is worse than just leaving it. But, all right, so next step, I'm going to turn on my hot glue gun, and I'm going to grab my drying tool and just kind of give this a quick dry. Even though it dries quickly, I do want to put stuff on top of it. And too bad the bleeding didn't happen like in the middle. This is where I'm going to put the tree instead of over here on the side. Frustrating, but it happens. The top's really nice. Well, except for right there. Okay. Let's see if that's dry. No. All right, I'm just gonna let it dry a minute and talk about what we'll do next. I have my hot glue gun, and I took some cinnamon sticks, and I don't know if you can see over here, I should have put something white down underneath, but I'm gonna build a little tree and just kind of put them on, you know, you get the idea. Kind of put them on like this and build it up, and then I'm going to put a little bow at the bottom and a star at the top. And I just want to dry this a little bit more. That little bit seemed to help. How are we doing, hot glue? Yeah, you look good too. So I'm going to do a mixture of hot glue and regular glue, just because hot glue sometimes will pop off. Let me just kind of get a gauge of space. Let's see where I want to put it, and then I'll start gluing down. I wonder, I used like a cutting tool X-Acto knife. There we go. And I wonder if a knife would have been better if it was a little bit sharper. And that feels too high because I have a star, so let me just pop down a little bit. And am I in the center is the other question. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like right here would be center. Get off of there. That looks pretty good. This guy, he cracked off one of the other things I was cutting. I thought he was awesome for a base. So he should be right in the middle. And then star. We have different sizes. Those look all the same. We only have small and large. I think so. Thought there was like a medium. That seems too big. Alright. I'm digging out my stars here and seeing if there's another medium size, but I don't think so. I think they're big and small. And I feel like the big is too big and the small is too small. Yeah, the small's not too small. What do we think? Small? Yeah, the big's too big. I say small. All right. So, I'm going to start with this guy. And I'm going to put a little bit of regular glue. If I can get the glue out. And then a little bit of hot glue. Just going to hold it for a second. I hate little glue strings. Hopefully that's the center again. Yeah, it looks right. Okay. And we'll just go along and we'll do all of the, I'm just putting like a few little dots of regular glue and then a little bit of hot glue. And I've learned not to put hot glue over regular glue because then it just sticks to the glue and not to what you want it to stick to. The hot glue will give you like a quick set, and then the regular glue I think is a little bit more permanent because hot glue tends to like could pop it off. So that's why I'm using both. You do not have to. You can use whatever you desire. there we go. And that's what we're going to do. So I don't know that you want to stick around and watch me do this after you had to watch me line up that stencil a gazillion times and then have it bleed. So I'm going to finish gluing and add a little bow and our little star. And if you want to check back tomorrow, you can see how it all went. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend and spend some time doing things that you like to do as well, whether that's decorating or shopping, watching movies. We're actually going to see Wicked this afternoon, so I'm super excited about that, and this guy did not stick, so I'm going to have to come back. So I'm going to leave you here. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye!